Did I stutter?
Go! Don't be rude.
Dude.
All rise and order in the court. Because it's a time.
Have I ever seen this judge before?
Commissioner Rimson,
Commissioner.
you mean? Or Rimson?
Rims on?
Or Rims on. Either of them are fine.
See?
No, because this is usually the old dude there.
Yeah, so. T is you getting any vibes here? You feeling anything?
Well, I'm feeling this
wait a
one
minute.
here, though.
Yeah, hit the play
All
button.
right.
Let's see what's going on.
All right. Hey,
Good morning, Mr. Phelps. I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and only the truth?
I do.
All right, thank you. I have reviewed your statement, and you are here for a mitigation hearing. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so I
was just going to say what happened to him. They just went to the desk. Nobody was sitting there.
The first question I'm going to ask
two.
is, were you in the car by yourself, or was there someone with you?
No, there was a man with me, my neighbor. I was taking him up to his doctor's appointment here.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So I've reviewed your statement. Do you currently have a new driver's license?
I do.
All right, can you take that out and show it to the clerk for me?
Sure, I can.
Could be.
It's just a temporary, the plastic one that they said will be in the mail.
Okay, I'll just go ahead and make a copy to the court file.
Okay.
I like that they're in a courtroom and having
And did they explain to you why it was? Because I did read your statement, sir, and it says that the driver's license in your pocket said May 28, 2023. So did you come to figure out what that confusion was?
That's right. Time served tonight, 7:30.
Back in 2020, my license was suspended in Washington because it had been suspended 11 years before in Arizona.
Wow, 11 years.
Okay.
So they suspended it here for a year. And during that time, I had a restricted driver's license so I could still work.
Okay.
And they gave me that, and then I moved and I didn't change my address. And then they sent me a paper saying they wanted an interlock on my car as well as the restricted license, but I never got that. So they revoked my license for not getting the interlock.
I see.
And then I drove the next 3 years thinking everything was fine, because when my temporary, the restricted license expired, I thought I would just go back to the regular license that I had that was still good till 2023. So I drove on that and just never got stopped until that day coming into Forks in Beaver there. And that's when I found out my license wasn't even any good.
Okay.
So I went down, took the test, and then took the driver's test. Yeah, I got everything straightened out now.
It says here you served in the War of 1812.
Yes, yeah, right. Don't drop the phone.
I was wearing my seatbelt when I was driving, but when the officer came to the window, I was not wearing my seatbelt, and I wasn't going to argue with him about it, although the man with me did tell me that. This guy was busy reaching in the console for things, and he actually told me I shouldn't have been doing that. It's a dangerous thing to do. I should have had my hands on the steering wheel and waiting for him to come.
He said he only shot me, Your Honor.
Movements. He doesn't know whether I'm reaching for a gun in there or not, and I understand it's a dangerous job. I would be nervous myself walking up to one of those. That's the worst place that the officer can, most dangerous spot for him is a traffic stop. I know that.
Well, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you sharing those things. I also read in your statement what you said about the seatbelt, and that you had been wearing your seatbelt, but that you took it off for the very reason you described.
I was able to read my handwriting, Your Honor. It's that bad. I was nervous that you'd even be able to read it.
No, I could read it, and I appreciate both that you took the time to write that statement, and also that you appeared in court. And so
the speeding part of it, I was slowing down, but I wasn't slowed down enough by the time I went by the second 50-mile-an-hour sign. I wasn't doing 50 at that point. I was doing 50 when I got to where the officer was, but that was a good 200 feet from the sign. So, I mean, if I'm guilty of
Is that the
anything,
lead
it's-
singer of the Melvins in the back row?
Okay.
once
Well,
you get-
thank you for your candor. I appreciate that. Based on the fact that you now have and Madam Clerk, is it, can you confirm that that is a valid driver's license?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor. He got
Th-
it issued on the 13th of April of this year and expires May 28th of 2027.
Wonderful. All right. Based on your having gotten your license, I will dismiss the ticket for driving without a valid license. I appreciate your explanation that you thought the one you had was good and that you did promptly, as you said you would in your statement, have one when you arrived today. I will dismiss that ticket. I will also dismiss the ticket regarding failure to wear safety belt. I think that what you said is very credible. I agree. I appreciate you commenting that you heard what the trooper said, and in the future, you're going to keep, if there is you pulled over again, you would just
See
keep
him in the
your
back.
hands on
All
the
the way in the
wheel
back.
until the officer tells you to do something else. But I am going to dismiss that
Time
ticket.
traveler.
And for your speeding ticket, I will reduce that to $100.
Wow, she likes this guy.
She
All
really
right? So you
does.
can check in. I'm sorry?
I said you really like this guy.
$100.
You can make payments on the $100. And you can coordinate with the clerk's office to do that, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Can I swap
All right,
out
thank you.
possum pelts
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you
for the 100 bones? Good for him.
Yeah.
He went in there and really impressed
Excellent.
the commission.
Thank you so much.
I don't know. Maybe this is how this
All right,
judge
take
is.
care.
She just likes him.
Maybe.
Good for
Come on,
him.
call the guy in the back row. Back at the
So
guy in the
again,
back.
Greta Harris, is Greta Harris not present?
Go on the hallway. Ask her name 3 times, please.
All right, well then I will find that ticket has been committed.
Greta.
What guy? This guy?
Greta.
Mr. Johnson, Xavier Johnson, you want to come on up?
Seymour Johnson?
I can't believe Greta didn't show up.
How dare you!
Indeed.
Busy.
Indeed. Oh, it's him. It's
Is
the
it?
guy from the Melvins.
Oh, fantastic.
Celebrity appearance by.
All right, good morning, Mr. Johnson.
Where is he? He's laying. Is he in between cameras?
All right, I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and only the truth?
Ah, there he is.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, there you are. I do want to ask you, what is your preference for me to how would you like me to address you?
Lead singer of the Melvins.
Not sure anything's okay.
Okay, and you're okay with Mr. Johnson?
Yeah, that's all right.
Okay, okay. All right, so I have, you are here on a contested hearing.
Is he Indian chief? I mean,
And so, I'd like you to share with me what you think I need to know.
The ticket was, you didn't really explain what the ticket was for, but what happened, I guess I was told after the fact that the man who inspected the car thinks that the power steering went out and I turned and it kind of went off the road. So I'm not really sure what I was.
Okay,
asked.
okay, so
This is
the
weird.
citation is for negligent driving in the 2nd degree. And the officer has stated that he believes that you were driving too fast for the conditions. And now you're saying that you had the car
H.
examined afterwards?
Yeah, my mom had someone take it and they said that they thought that the power steering had went out.
Okay, okay. All right, well, first of all, I want to thank you for appearing in person in court for this matter.
That's what it says. Yes,
And
sir.
I want to tell you that I have
Couldn't even make it
reviewed
into there.
the ticket and the narrative from the officer. And there's not much here. The the officer states that, let's see, he says,
Sounds like this
he
dude's
lists
gonna
what
get off
you
too.
state. He says that you had been traveling southbound on US 101 when you came across a sharp turn. You stated that you lost control of the vehicle when attempting to negotiate the curvature of the road, and this caused you to drive onto the grass-covered shoulder. The officer states, I observed that the defendant's vehicle had left the roadway at what I believe, based on my training and experience, to be a high rate of speed. And then he cites you for failing to use ordinary care and cites you for driving, states that he believes you were driving too fast and that there was damage done to the guardrails and some posts.
I'm the dude.
I've actually put a lot of thought into this, sir.
Well, I'm glad one of you did, because he had no idea why he was here.
No,
And I am
don't
finding
get out much.
that the officer in the state has failed to meet their burden. The officer does not outline the conditions at the crash scene.
Wow.
And the state has failed to prove by a preponderance of the evidence that you did what they are asserting. Furthermore, the officer does not say anything about the conditions and what they are and how it is that your driving may have not been appropriate for those conditions. So I do not believe that the state has met its burden on its face. You're then providing additional information about information your mom got when she took the car in, but not even factoring that in. I do not believe that the state has met its burden. And I am going to grant your request, your contest, and I am going to dismiss this ticket.
I can't believe it.
You're welcome.
I can't believe it.
I mean,
wow.
And that's all you need. We'll take care of the paperwork.
I can't be any more fair than that. The cop sounds like he's a little lazy, filling everything out, I guess.
He's like, so listen, Mom, I went in there and I nailed it. You should have seen the commissioner's face. She's like, oh my God, denied.
She said, I'm going to make you pay $1,000 here and there. And I'm like, I'm not standing for that. It's not happening. That's what I told the mom.
I said, look here. Do you know who I am?
Do you know this is the first time I've been out of my basement in over a year?
Mom, I told you I could handle my business. Handled.
Yes.
By the way, I like her so far.
I like her a lot already.
Lyle Wilson and Levi Wilson.
The Wilsons, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, it still sucks, but I mean, it could have got a load of.
All right, thank you.
Something. I think this is the last one here, so we'll watch this through and then we'll jump into.
Yeah, might as well. Levi versus Levi. I mean, Levi's dad versus Wilson. Levi Jr., the third.
Mom, pick up some extra pizza rolls for way over. Come on, celebrate.
He walks.
All right,
outside.
I'm going to ask both of you to raise your right hand. Does each of you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and only the truth?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
I like that Mom didn't know who to sit with.
Mr. Lyle Wilson's petition, and both parties are present. I have reviewed the paperwork, but Mr. Lyle Wilson, I'm going to ask that you share with me anything else that you would like me to know.
Son looks like he's got an attitude.
To add to the petition. Well, I guess I'll first ask
Great
this.
badass.
Mr. Levi Wilson, are you contesting the entry of this order?
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Are you, do you,
Great start.
you know, your dad has requested a
Worked
protection
for the
order
last guy.
so that you can't
Good
go around him, right? You can't harm
protective
him, you can't, and are you, do you, if you agree that this order can be entered,
Oh, wow.
then we don't have to have a hearing. If you disagree with the entry of the order, then we'll have the hearing. But
No,
I
it's
always,
fine.
sorry?
It's fine.
Oh, okay.
It's fine that it's fine.
Yes.
What?
Okay, and so do you understand what that means? Just to make sure, that means you're not to have any contact with your dad. You can't go to his home or
Easiest,
near his
best,
vehicle.
quickest one we've ever seen, potentially.
And I
What about my
believe
mom?
that
Can I
would
go
be
to my
the
mom's
extent
house?
of the order. You basically would have to stay away from
Your whole
from your
family.
dad's home, and that's something you're
All right.
okay with.
That's fine.
That's fine. I
Okay,
hate them.
So, Mr. Lyle Wilson,
Yes.
you're hearing what I'm going to call up what your son is saying, and is it still your wish to have this order?
Yes, it's mine and my wife's, but Your Honor, I feel that my son, I've tried to get him into alcohol program several times. And down here within the last 3 months down here at the hospital in Phelps, I called a bunch of people and they said he'd come down and he'd have to have an assessment. And after the assessment, a woman was standing by to come get him and take him to a treatment center for alcohol.
Okay.
But he walked out. And then a few hours later, I took him, he wanted to go back. And I took him back up there and he walked out again. I just wish I could get him in some in-house treatment for his alcohol. That's the main problem here, is the alcohol. The drinking and the attitude when he drinks.
I don't recall
Well,
being drunk.
we are here, so let's talk about this. Levi, is
So is
that
he drunk
something that you're open to
now? 'Cause
doing?
he's
And
got
are
an
you?
attitude.
It sounds like
I've been
you.
sober since the event. I wouldn't mind getting into treatment, but as it stands, I'm homeless and I'm working a full-time job, so I've kind of got my hands full.
Well, yeah. Okay.
But I have been sober since the event.
I love it.
I don't like your attitude.
I'm not looking at other things. I'm looking at your file because I want to see what was.
I want to know more about the event.
I'm looking at the petition.
The event.
Complete petition that was filed. I'm just wanting to see.
Read out loud, Commissioner,
Okay.
please.
The
Explain to him
petition
like he's
does
5.
not request that I order that Levi goes into treatment.
I would appreciate it. Like I said, I'm homeless and work a full-time job. I'm trying to find some place to stay before I can even think about doing something like that.
Well, here's what I'm gonna do. I am gonna order that Levi goes to. Have you already gotten an assessment?
No, he walked out before they could do it.
This is
Okay.
This has nothing to do with the current event.
Okay, I'm gonna order that you get an evaluation and that you comply with the terms of the evaluation. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wow. So they
And-
evaluate
and then,
if he really needs
This is not often done in protection orders. And in fact, I've had some conversations with other judicial officers about why it is they've included an option for a requirement for an evaluation and then treatment in a protection order. Because a lot of times protection orders have this person get away from me and never have contact with them again. But I think that whoever wrote these actually thought about the very situation we're in. Because I don't think your dad never wants to have contact with you, Levi. I think he wants a relationship with you, but he wants it to be healthy and safe. And so that's why it provides me with the authority to sign something like this that requires you to go to treatment. And then if you successfully complete treatment, that could be a basis to come back and get a change to this order so that that you can begin working on repairing the relationship.
I'm not really concerned about the order, but the fact is I've been through treatment about 4 times. It comes down to willpower. You can send me back to the same classes. It's not going to teach me anything. I already know it. I just have to stay away from it.
Okay.
It's really what it is.
He needs an in-house treatment.
No, I don't. Thank you.
He's a real
Need
good
a home.
Needs to dry out.
Because I have a full-time job.
He's a
and nowhere
really
to
good
stay.
person, but everything he's ever been in trouble for.
It's been alcohol related.
That's not. That has nothing to do with this case.
I know.
Okay.
But it
Okay.
does.
Bring it
We'll
up.
shut this down for
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to order that you have an assessment, and
Fair
that
enough.
then you comply with the recommendations of the assessment. Okay.
Yep.
All right. But I am going to sign the order granting this protection order. So you
900
need to stay
books?
away from.
That's perfectly fine, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay.
Your Honor, can we address one more issue that involves the respondent?
Yes.
Huh?
We have actually an active warrant on a state case for not showing up first person appearance.
Uh-oh.
That involve both individuals, so he needs to take care of that warrant.
When was this?
What is this?
What?
Pretty
I
sure
haven't
that's her.
received
That's
that.
her right
I've
there,
seen
first
the
row.
paperwork for that.
Well, so it goes to $1,000 bail that revoked.
I thought that was today's date.
No, this is a civil matter, that's a criminal charge.
Oh, okay.
You're so
Well,
drunk
how
you don't
do
know what
I
the date
handle
is.
Well, there's a $100 warrant fee.
Okay.
You can pay today and we'll put
Okay.
you on Monday's calendar.
All right.
9:30 in the morning.
All right.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
No, that's not the mom saying that. It's the court clerk or whatever.
Yeah.
It's
So they
So is that-
issued a warrant after he got bailed out.
My life's so easy.
My life's so easy. Woe is me. I'm an
All right, so
alcoholic.
we have that clear. So Levi knows he has to be in court on Monday morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. And is that everything, Madam Clerk?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Lyle Wilson, if you will, sit tight, both of you, I'll go ahead and get this order signed.
I was thinking,
And then each of you will get a copy of it, and it will
I
take
thought too. I was hoping so.
not long. I'll address it right now and get it to Madam
He's
Clerk,
thinking about
and then
drinking
you'll
that
be able
hand
to get copies,
sanitizer right
okay?
now.
staring it down. And
Okay.
Mm-hmm. How much alcohol is in this?
Be out the window of the lobby and your folks can just take him forward.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you.
He's hauling ass. He's
well, he sure is.
moving.
You don't want any interaction with his mom or dad.
You don't
That's
wanna-
sad though. But
Look.
I go back and sit with my wife.
All right. So
wait,
real
Mom
quick.
wants- wait.
Nope. She muted the camera. I think she just
Oh,
muted
she
the mic.
did. We're gonna
So I'll
have.
pick up.
Oh no, wait.
Oh, what?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, I thought we were gonna have a little interaction there. I thought we were gonna talk some shit about her son.
All right. So
Huh.
anybody that struggles with alcohol, I've been around alcoholics. I've seen people who've died from drinking too much and things like that. And I've seen people that are able to beat it. The biggest thing you have to do is want to do it. No one in your life can make you do it. No one at a hospital, no one. You've got to want to do it yourself. And it's as
You're
simple as
absolutely
that.
right. We watched that with Knox. We make a lot of jokes about Knox, but we love him. And
he was bad.
Always thought that was a lost cause. I never thought that was going to change ever. And damn, he did it.
Yeah.
Still does
And
it. And still
you can turn
struggle.
it. Yeah. You can turn it around. I'm not going to tell you it's going to be easy. I'm not going to tell you it's going to be forever.
Yeah.
But you can turn it around.
I don't know this dude. He's just sitting there. We just watched this little thing, but the way he comes off is he could give two shits about stopping the drinking.
Yeah.
I could be wrong,
And that's how most people are that are alcoholics. They could care less about stopping. And if you try to tell them anything, oh, you're just a hater. You're just this, you're just that. It's time. If you need help, there are places to do so. There are things right there on the YouTubes you can look up that'll help you. Help is available. Make sure you get it. Creed, speaking of help being available.
Raven, you're in. I got good news for you. coming up next.
About to go there right now. TPO is just like that one, but this one just a little bit different. An ex-husband, ex-wife, they run into some trouble, and we are going to see some footage, Creed, from inside of a courthouse hallway.
Oh yeah. Before we transition into that, tonight with Time Served on Time Served YouTube.
I will be on Time Served right there on YouTube. I'll be joining Phil. Phil was prompt, got it with me at 8:00 this morning, talking over what we're going to do and whatnot.
Nice.
Luckily, Creed, he has OBS and it doesn't have multiple, so we have to use StreamYard. So that's a plus.
That's good.
I'll be on there. We're going to really, I'm just going to join Phil for his show, give my take on some of the material he'll be watching. I think we're going to do some court stuff and some Karen stuff, which is always fun.
Oh,
I love a good Karen. Just like today on We Gotta Chase at 4:05, it's going to be one person. The entire show will be based around one lady, her entire encounter with the law of being very drunk and very disorderly. So that will be a very special We Gotta Chase today. So make sure tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, over there on Time Served, I'll be appearing. And I'm sure some people will tell me how much they hate me, Creed, because we can't go anywhere without people telling us how wrong we are with everything we do.
Absolutely. Jamie or Deborah, whichever one of you, congrats. That's awesome. And listen, you're in good company. There's quite a few in the chat that have some really good milestones. And did you see these two are yamming it up? Look at
boy.
It's funny.
Why are they still there, by the way? Are they expecting paperwork?
It's writing up an order or something. Yeah. Interesting on the or something to do with the warrant, I think, is what you're saying. I maybe not, but no, but for real, congrats. And I know a lot of you, a lot of you have some a lot of days behind you on that. That's awesome. Okay. Onward and upward. I'm ready.
I don't know about upward, but definitely onward.
Down. And you and the respondent, you believe the respondent will be a DeKalb County resident. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. And
All
I'm
right.
sorry. I'm just cooking dinner now. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God. I hate to stop this right away, Creed, but is kitchen court cases here? Because this lady's ripping off your gimmick. She's going to be cooking while in court. I've never seen so much infringement on a copyright than this right here. But hopefully she'll show the food and police activity. Arkansas's very own police activity right here with us. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Please check out that content over there. They provide us. They're one of the great channels that allow us and provide us with contents we can do. We got to chase each and every Monday through Friday. Thank you again. On with the show.
What?
I'm cooking dinner now. I apologize.
Oh, that's okay. We'll work through it. So you said this is a present or past spouse. Are you two still married?
Past.
Okay. When were you divorced?
July 9th of 2019.
Okay, so almost 4 years ago, and and you have a child together that's 12. Is that right?
That's correct.
All right. Let's see here. So I have to.
We don't usually see this judge in glasses.
So I think
Judge
you filed
sort
of a narrative to your petition here that got clipped off once, but then attached back later. So let me start by asking this. When is the last time Mr. Wallace was physically violent with you?
I would say it was actually September of 2017 or 16 physically. Thank you. No. Small.
Okay. And so
she running a household during court.
No, you may not. If you have a legal objection to something that's being discussed, then you can state the grounds for your legal objection. But the way that this works is we go through all the questions with her, all the questions you might want me to ask her. And then after all that is the opportunity for you to make your own statements. And so
beautiful house.
It's a tough seat to sit in, just having to kind of, you almost have to sit there and take it. But since it's their burden of proof, before you're asked whether you want to do anything or not, you get to hear everything they have to say.
Okay.
That's the silver lining. So, so what led you to file this petition that's happened recently?
Most recently, what led me to file the petition is because Mr. Wallace made me feel very uncomfortable once again, placed me in fear of my personal self. March 24th, I had petitioned Gwinnett County Court for about like the 13th or 14th time for contempt, for non-payment of child support and things of that nature. And after the hearing, Mr. Wallace left the courtroom about maybe like 60 seconds before I did, about a minute or so. And when I finally did gather my things, I walked out of the courtroom and I could hear Mr. Wallace, referring to me as a bitch. He was there with his mom, and he was there with another young lady that they communicated to the judge that she was actually like his father's like nurse or what have you. But she was there, his mother was there, and he was there. Just prior to the judge, adjourning court, like ending court, the last thing she asked him if he had anything to say, and he requested a paternity test, which really just, to be honest with you, blew my mind. We've been divorced for like almost 4 years, but we were married for 14. I couldn't believe that he even made that statement that he wanted a paternity test. However, he leaves out of the courtroom. I leave 1 minute or so after Mr. Wallace. I could hear from the corridor of the courtroom before the doors closed behind me, Mr. Wallace referring to me as a bitch. This bitch, this be that, this be this be that. Nonetheless, I'm walking. I couldn't see him, but I could hear him. I'm walking.
Kind of a weird move. She did say they were married for 14 years, split up now, divorced for 4. Yeah. And he's just now asking for a paternity test with these children.
Yeah, it's
legitimization.
That's an odd thing, but I wonder if maybe while they were together that he just looked the other way or had a little bit of a
way late in the game.
Say so.
I know in some states, once you've signed the birth certificate, if you find out the kid's not yours or whatever, once you've signed it, it's like you've signed ownership of that person. You can't get out.
Who does the trees better? This guy down in the corner here. Or his tree. I can't tell between the two.
He has some beautiful shrubbery behind him. That's kind of whimsical. Maybe for like a child's bedroom, but this is more manly right here for sure. And 10 bones.
Mayor, thank you. 10 bones. You're amazing. And I love how much it covers up with Mikey.
Yeah. This is my best feature, my giant forehead.
I'm walking toward the escalator. And I'm walking toward the escalator.
What is she?
And
who's she, Judge Judy, all of a sudden?
Yeah, she's putting on her cheesecloth.
She's trying to she's putting on a filter. What are we doing?
You're gonna get topless, TOPLESS or something? What are we doing?
What is this?
Sorry, I just don't want to look at Mr. Wallace right now. I'm so sorry. His picture is really big right now on the screen.
You can't do that.
We've had that before, though. Remember, we've had people say that.
Yeah, but I think he has to see her. I mean, typically they just, take the person out of the stream or what. You can't do that.
I don't like that.
Okay, what am I looking at right now?
I just covered up the camera and I apologize, but his face is right there. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, you can change the view on your screen so that it doesn't show him, but we need to be able to see you and
okay, so I leave out of the courtroom. I hear him referring to me as a BITCH. I walk out.
Hey, Richard.
As I'm coming, I finally meet them. We're walking. I sent videos of that particular incident as well. And he's just calling me B. So now that he sees me, he's calling me directly. This B, F-U, B-I-T-C-H, F-U, you're not going to get S-H-I-T. You're a crab, A-S-S-B-I-T-C-H. And I, at first.
Are we going to spell every single word? She's losing me.
Yes.
I'm not as smart as her.
Yeah.
Start saying the bad words, please.
I didn't say a word to him. And then I told him, I said, Zach, you will never see my daughter again. Never. Oh, F-U, you B-I-T-C-H. His mom is standing right there. We finally get to, because at this point, I'm just trying to hurry and get to my vehicle, like get downstairs to where, because there were no officers up there. I'm trying to get to where I can just feel safer, like, you know what? Because I know him. I'm walking toward the escalator. He stops at the top of the escalator, although he was the one that was leading. He was leading in front. He was first. His mom's like 5'2". She was behind him. The nurse is like 5'2". She was behind the mother.
Very thorough details.
He stops at the top of the escalator instead of continuing to go down the escalator. And he just commits to cursing me. Like now he's doing it face to face rather than me just looking at him and hearing him. He's face to face. And then I stand there.
Like how far, you said face to face, how far apart do you think you two were?
If you look at the video, you can confirm that he's all of maybe 2 or 3 feet away. Maybe 3 feet, maybe.
We got video?
All of this in a courthouse.
Yeah.
We haven't even left the courthouse. We just got out of the courtroom.
Valid point.
And you know there's cameras. There's got to be tons of cameras in there.
Well, she just said there's video, so
can't wait to see that.
He's cursing me. He's calling me out of my name, which is the female dog name. Repeatedly, I'm not giving you SHIT, F you, F you. And I told him, he says, excuse me, B, I'm not giving you SHIT. I said, okay, Zach. I said, Zach, stop calling me a BITCH. Your mother's right there. That's exactly what I told him. Oh, F you, B. If you look at the video, sir, you will see his mother begins to grab him to try to push him down the escalator because he will put him, guide.
Mother attempted murder on him? Is that what we're getting ready to say? She's trying to push him down the escalator? Again, in a courthouse, not very smart. If he did exactly what she's saying, very stupid on his part.
We can't get too excited because he doesn't share a lot of stuff usually, ever. Like anything, hardly ever. So
we'll see.
Him down the escalator, excuse me. Because he then, after continuously calling me out of my name, he tells me, I will knock you, I will F and knock you over the escalator. So, and then turned to me and said,
I think I should spell escalator.
If you look in the video, I had my hand up. I said, do you see all of these cameras facing you, Zach? You're not crazy. He says, you're not going to do SHIT. You're not going to do SHIT. And Mr. Wallace is a very calm, he's like a quiet storm. So he can be calm and still be very direct and aggressive. So he lets me know very clearly that he's going to knock me off the escalator. So that is when I took a step back and braced myself. His mother began to grab him and push him down the escalator, put him down the escalator, guide him down the escalator, where he continued to call me out of my name. Continued until we got downstairs. I'm walking in one direction, going to the right. He's walking because Gwinnett County has a new side now. They're going the opposite direction as he's calling me out of my name and threatening me.
Name calling.
Say it again.
Out of your name.
The calling out of my name thing.
Is there a male version of getting your name called out of your name?
Great question. Didn't we get educated on that last time?
Yeah, it's let me let me just. It's when you're called a BITCH. Knowledge.
Me, the young lady that was with them, I do not know her name. She is the only one that says, Zach, don't do that. Zach, stop. Don't do that. So I turned to her and I began to say something to her. He says, don't talk to that B. Don't talk to the F and B. This is when we're going down the escalator. And so I go my way, he go his. I get to my truck and I just drive home and I'm processing what happened. At this time, sir, it's probably like about maybe 3 or so. I have to go pick my daughter up. That was a Friday afternoon. Monday, first thing, I went to the courthouse and I requested the actual video of what took place at the escalator and up the hallway. This is not the first time that Mr. Wallace has been verbally abusive to me, even well after the divorce. Mr. Wallace has came to my-
Did you tender, so you referenced an exhibit. Did you send a video that, I see a handful of videos. Are these ones that you took?
Yes, no, some of those are actually from Gwinnett County Courthouse, and you will see the information listed as such on the videos. Most of them are actual videos that you will see It says Gwinnett County Superior Court or whatever. The other one is my cameras that we have here at my home, in my neighbor's home, where Mr. Wallace came about a year or so ago. I also petitioned the court for a TPO at that time. But Mr. Wallace, just like last week when they attempted to serve him, his mother was dishonest with the sheriff. She lied. You'll hear the video as well.
All right, so let me see if I can get Miss Broom to pull up the video.
Samba got a lot of video.
Okay, Judge,
see the video, please?
Yeah,
this
she's
is
pulling it
one
up.
of them that I found. Hold on.
Before we pull that up, let's pull this out.
Making great choices today.
IP2. IP2.
Thank you.
We'll just, yeah, we can just roll through them in order.
There's the escalator in question.
Oh, that is it.
All right.
Sweet.
Well, I'm going to guess that you're not stuck to the ceiling taping this on your phone. I'm guessing this is security footage.
It's got jokes today.
All right. And so who is the gentleman in the Calvin Klein?
That's Mr. Wallace.
All right.
Oh, big
and that's his
head.
mother holding on to him.
Yes.
All right. And I'm going to move my screens that are still on. All right. And who's the person in the back?
That's the nurse that I was referring to. She's the nurse.
Okay.
That all happened very quickly.
All right.
Hmm.
Very good, Miss Broom. You can play whatever you see next.
What were we supposed to be watching there?
Him stopping and confronting her in,
Yeah, he
the,
did
in the
say-
courthouse, which you
That was-
saw him stop. He did look at her. He said something.
Yeah.
What? There was no audio, so we really can't say. But she alleged he verbally attacked her right there. That was
Hopefully, maybe they'll get
her
better.
retelling was so much better than the actual movie.
Yeah, that seemed to be epic.
Again, the book is often better than the movie.
Oh
That
yeah,
doesn't
wait,
imply that
yeah.
somebody totally
That's one
different.
of the biggest parts of that she was saying is about that he threatened.
He threatened to throw her down.
Right.
So,
he
I
didn't
mean,
make
that-
any actions towards that. I don't
Right.
believe. Okay.
Oh, we're gonna just check out some of these fine cars they got now.
Constables, please. Gene needs some help. Constable, any of you, please help Jane. Thank you.
Gene, they're on their way, Gene.
I'm
I
sorry.
just
I
called
accidentally
him.
put
Gene.
that
I'll be
in
here
there.
in a minute.
Okay. All right. We'll keep moving.
Okay, you said that one is not yours.
That
Okay.
is mine, but it doesn't apply to this case. I accidentally added that by accident.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
That was just I wanted to rub it in his face. I had it in a car, Your Honor. Sorry
That's a
about
good
that.
point, Hector. It's almost like maybe she had said something to trigger him to turn around and start spouting off. And why? Yeah, if you're going to court together, why you're both walking together like that close, and all going down the escalator together is a little suspect.
And she even said she waited, but I mean, again, no wonder she heard him if he was saying those things. She was
Right?
literally right
Yeah, like,
on his
right here.
heels.
Hey,
Yeah.
Sassy.
Sassy.
Hello, I can't hear anything.
Nothing's being said. You're good.
Sorry, yeah. I'm
Never
gone
hurts to
deaf.
ask.
Is that a UPS man?
Now, this is the video.
When is this video from?
This is a video from July of 2021 or 2021, I believe. If you look at the date, it may be 21 or 22. It's just like a year old. Mr.
Okay.
Wallace came over after about
Nina, you're
4
behind.
years. After we had left court, we had just left court regarding the property that was actually awarded to me at 100%. He came over with the guidance of his attorney, making an attempt to get my daughter for the first time in over a year or two. And
Wow.
we're having a conversation. He popped up. We're having a conversation at the door. And I made it clear to Mr. Wallace, and you will hear where I made it clear she's not going. Mr. Wallace has, and this is the God's honest truth. God's
That's
honest
a
truth
lot.
on my mother's grave. Mr. Wallace, I'm not.
Anytime somebody goes that far, I always doubt what they're saying.
Yeah, a couple of you mentioned that in the chat, actually.
I
And
swear,
you're
really?
absolutely right. It's a great way to pick out somebody that's lying is when she's going way out. We saw the interaction. She went on 15 minutes about that interaction. there with the escalator. I don't even think he had time to threaten her that he's going to push her down the escalator at that point. But
it definitely was not what I expected.
Not saying Mr. Wallace, but he lives with his mother, who he controls. His father is a molester.
All right.
Whoa.
Ouch. Hey, by the way, where are you people coming from? 360 of you here. Hi.
Hey,
welcome.
good to see you all.
Good time to come in. We got a pretty good protection order case going on.
Things just heated up with that allegation.
Yeah, now she's really throwing things out to the wind. Does she think Judge ain't listening, or?
I mean, again, they're already divorced. Why is she going? Allegedly, the thing she's saying may or not be true, but wow, she is really going for it right here. All right, let's see what she's got to say next.
With that
oh yeah, he's got to shut that down.
He's usually not one to. He's pretty laid back. Typically,
he can't let her just go on like that. No way in hell. No way.
Exclamation point mail, Michael. Exclamation point mail. It'll come up.
There you go.
So far off the rails.
No, it's going to make sense in just a minute, sir, because you will hear me state this in the video as well. He came to get my daughter. I made it very clear that she could not go. It was not his weekend.
What is the purpose? Okay, hold on. What is the purpose for which you are introducing this video?
So that you can see in the next video that the car that's in the driveway belongs to Mr. Wallace, and he tried to ram my vehicle when I was taking my daughter to ballet class. So I'm just making sure that the courts know and understand that the video in this video at my porch, there's a car standing in my driveway behind him, where I have contractors at my home. Mr. Wallace, out of the blue, when I go to leave in the next video that she may show you, is him trying to crash into my truck.
Okay, so let's play this video so I can see the car. I would not.
Yeah, I was not expecting any of that. I thought something was about to happen right here in front of us. I didn't know this was setting up something to go with an attempted assault with a vehicle.
I don't think we're even going to see it in the video. How much you want to bet there's nothing in this video just like the last one? But
look, she let me down on the last one, but
she did.
Let's see what happens with this.
She's got a chance.
In a million years, I would not have been looking for a car in all of this. You could have given me you could have given me all the guesses all day of what I was supposed to glean from this, and the car in the background would never have come up. So let's watch it and see what we get.
Thank you.
Next time that you exercise, please, sir. I promise. I'm not angry on my mama and my kids. No, I'm not angry, sweetheart. It just is what it is. You left my daughter in the basement. Your people are not safe. You left my daughter in the basement. Okay. Why she not it's hot. The sun's glaring down on me. It's hot. I'm not.
Sun's glaring down on me. It's hot. Didn't she just say? What's that? I heard something. Is there a cat loose? Well, obviously there is. Cat. The cat. Oh, cat. Cat just comes by and drops these.
Meowdy.
Meowdy 5000.
Cat, you're amazing. Great to see you, and thank you, my God. Hello.
People like Cat keeps us alive. Thank you so much.
Ain't kidding.
But she said he hadn't picked up the child in quite some time. It had been years since he had picked up the child. But then a few sentences later, she said it wasn't his Saturday.
It wasn't his Saturday.
And now the sun's beating down on her baseball hat. There's getting hot.
Not gonna sit outside and do this with you. I promise to God. I promise to God. I'm not angry. Other than the mere fact that you've been gone for 4 years, you have never pursued.
All right. Well, let's see what the next video shows.
That was it. Oh. Please, one video show something.
It better have something in it. It better have something in it.
Not just words.
Okay, hold on.
This is Mr. Wallace's black vehicle right behind the contractor's truck.
Okay, so this is from a neighbor's camera.
Okay.
This is her
right
here. This is her contractor that is there at the house working.
Right.
I'm guessing this is Mr. Zach right here. I don't know if this is a contractor as well, but this is the contractor in question. This is her car right here. Now, if he doesn't come flying out of here and T-bone this car as hard as he can, I'm going to be very disappointed in this video. I'm just going to say it now.
Okay, so on the far side of the street, the SUV.
Yes, me and my little girl just got into the car from my garage. If you need to rewind it, you can. You can see us getting into the garage. She was 11 years old at the time. She's getting in the back seat. I'm making sure she's getting in the back. I am entering the front. I had no idea that his car was parked behind my contractor's truck. No idea until he came.
I'm sorry. So your house is where is this video taken from?
It's directly across the street at my neighbor's house, and I can stand outside right now and show you the same, sir.
Okay, so your black SUV is in the, I'm going to say the top left. It's not all the way to the left, but that's you dealing with the black SUV that the vision of which is partially impeded by the contractor's truck, correct?
That is correct, and you can see.
And Mr. Wallace's black SUV is parked on the street behind the trailer of the contractor's truck, near the top right, but not all the way there.
That
also,
is correct,
there's a big
sir.
bush and
Got
a
it.
fence.
And then this gray or black sedan in the foreground is not relevant to all of this.
No.
That is just the neighbors
Oh, go ahead, Creed.
So,
whose cameras is coming from.
are we getting ready to see him? She called him out of trying to hit her, right?
Yeah. So I mean, there's movement here. I mean,
all right. Well, we'll see.
Supposedly we're about to see an assault with the vehicle, is what I'm understanding, but we'll see.
Farmer Chad?
We'll see.
So is this the same day or is this the same day as the previous video?
It's the same day, sir. And you can see the red bonnet, the white shirt on me, and the red bonnet on my head.
Okay, and what's the separation in time from the conversation in the first video to now, roughly?
All of maybe about 5 to 10 minutes, because it was ballet time. Like it's
Got
ballet
it.
time now.
Okay, understood. And I'm guessing from the sun, it's probably late afternoon.
Yes, sir. It's definitely after 4 o'clock because ballet starts at 5. And after he did this, he followed me for 17 minutes all the way to Brazelton.
All the way to Brazelton.
I don't even, because you live in Gwinnett.
Yes, sir.
Okay, understood.
If he just follows her, I'm gonna be mad as hell. Whoa!
And my daughter, sir, is in the past.
Okay, he
All right,
did
hold
run up
on.
on her. He did run up on her.
Okay.
And squalled some tires.
He did. He was pulling out. That was happenstance. I believe. I believe that was just
I
poor
don't think
timing.
so. I don't think so. He had plenty of time to leave.
First of all, he would not have seen her pulling out the way that she was pulling out. I think that his view would be completely blocked, especially when he's squealing his tires getting out of there. Or he was sitting there waiting for her to move and then hits it. Can you back that up just to?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure that Judge Dude don't have guys in the truck like we do. I want to see that again. Was he sitting there waiting for her to pull out for him to do that, or was it just poor timing?
I mean, I'm sure he can see her from there. I guarantee he can see her from there. It's not that blocked.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that by the time when he pulls out, he can't. That's why I wanted to see if he pulls out first and then she goes.
Right. If you notice, the car does move a few times before he takes off.
By the contractor's truck, correct?
That is correct. And you can
And
see
Mr. Wallace's black SUV is parked on the street behind the trailer of the contractor's truck, near the top right, but not all the way
Mikey
there.
pulled the Creed.
That is correct, sir.
Got it. And then this gray or black sedan in the foreground is not relevant to all of this.
That is just the neighbors whose cameras it's coming from.
So is this the same day or is this the same day as the previous video?
It's the same day, sir. And you can see the red bonnet, the white shirt on me, and the red bonnet on my head.
I wonder how much
Okay,
time
and what's
passed.
the separation in time from the conversation in the first video to now, roughly?
All
was
of
he
maybe
sitting in his
about
vehicle the
5
whole
to 10
time?
minutes because it was ballet time. Like it's
Got
ballet
it.
time now.
Okay, understood. And I'm guessing from the sun, it's probably late afternoon.
Yes, sir. It's definitely after 4 o'clock because ballet starts at 5.
I'd
And
love
after
to
he
see it
did
again.
this, he followed me for 17 minutes all the way to Brazelton.
I had to hear about Brazelton one more time. I'm
I don't
sorry.
even, because you live in Gwinnett.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
so
Okay, understood.
she's getting in the car.
Yeah, no doubt.
He
pulled
backs
out.
up a little bit. He's
Okay,
backing up a little bit.
No,
and
then
then
he
he takes off.
All right. He started going.
And my
before
daughter,
she
sir,
did.
is in the passenger left side.
Watch that. Yeah,
Okay, and so
just watch her. He pulls out that you
But
hear
he
those
back-
tires squeal.
Yeah, he backed up though. He didn't need to
She
back
knew he
up, by
was
the way.
leaving.
Plenty of room. He could have got out, no problem without backing up.
This is a
And he
tough
backed
one.
up so he could see better. And then that's when he took off.
All right, but watch, her car does not move until he is speeding out of there, though.
I think he's
And
just
she
well
does-
timed.
I would, by the way, even if I was pissed, I would still, if I had a vehicle right there on both sides, pull it out, even onto a street that probably doesn't see that many people. I would have still pulled out slowly and looked. That's just how I drive, though. She don't even.
And my daughter, sir, is in the passenger left side.
Ooh, that's a tough one, man.
okay, and so
I think he did that on purpose because then she said he can.
So
After that, he
my
followed
video
her all
is
the way to
partially
ballet.
blocked by the Zoom barrier. Miss Broom, does yours have a timestamp or a date stamp on it?
I still think.
No, I don't see one on here.
Okay. So you said your daughter was 11 when that happened, and she's 12 now.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I have
So
no reason to get on here and be
I'm not
dishonest.
the best at math, but that
same
would,
could be
like,
said
that would
for
tend
her,
to
though.
point to it happening last summer.
Yes, sir.
Got it. All right. I think that's all the questions I have for the moment. We may have some things to circle back to and what would essentially be redirect. Mr. Wallace, do you have any questions for this witness that you wish to suggest to the court?
Yes, do you have any video of when you first walked out of the courtroom? Because when you first walked out of the courtroom, you was the first one to speak to me. You the first one start to me. And also, could you finish that video when we was on the carport? Don't cut off, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? When I get ready to speak, you know what I'm saying? I am not a violent person, but go ahead.
Well, so a couple things. I'm going to tell both of y'all this. This decision is not getting made about the words. Well,
I'll give them that.
What was said on the porch, she was not introducing for the purposes of the discussion itself. She was trying to show the vehicle. You're using that to establish that the vehicle was yours.
No,
Now,
I couldn't see a vehicle, but okay.
Are you having trouble hearing me?
I said I couldn't see a vehicle, but go ahead.
No, she's talking about the vehicle from the second video. She's saying was your vehicle.
Yeah, I understand that, but the first video
Yeah.
I didn't see a vehicle.
And Your Honor, I have four
No,
more.
ma'am, no, please just.
We've heard of
my
that.
train.
I'm
The train up here jumps the tracks real fast at 5:45 when we've been doing court since 9. So if I don't get it out, then there's no telling where we end up. So,
Thanks, Loud.
The testimony that she gave is that she heard you talking about her and that there was a conversation that started after that. So the context of who said something to whom, her contention is that you were speaking loud enough to be heard. You weren't speaking to her, but you were speaking loud enough to be heard. And that the discussion followed from there that was depicted in part of that video. So that is her contention for that. Do you have, and then as to the porch discussion, I will be honest, for the purposes of this hearing, what was discussed there has no bearing on it at all. And I'm not paying attention to it because the porch discussion is not about violence or threats or intimidation. I understand there was an argument between the two of you, but it's just there as scene setting and context for the video that followed. So do you have questions otherwise about what we've seen today?
Yes, I did like to know, does she have any other video other than that? Because that's really not showing anything. The courthouse video, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the courthouse video.
Okay.
Let's
see if Ms. Broom can look and she can see if there are other courthouse videos mixed in there. And while she's looking, Ms. Green, do you know how many videos from the courthouse were submitted?
They gave me 2 videos, sir.
Okay.
One of the people, and I can send it to you right now. It's for 3 minutes where there's more so right outside the door. There is people.
How many videos from the courthouse did you submit to the court, to us?
Oh, like 1 video, 1 or 2
Okay,
videos.
so the one that we have is the one that we have. And I can tell you a 3-minute video is almost certainly going to be too big for us to receive and play
Right.
it.
It
And
wouldn't
Mr.
go
Wallace,
through.
just to give you some perspective on this, we had somebody else who tried to send us a 14-minute video and they had to break it into 7 2-minute clips.
Okay.
And so even if she had tried to submit that 3-minute video, the system would have automatically rejected it and we would not have known unless we had asked her. So when you have your turn to testify, you'll be able to give your version of how that event unfolded. And in the meantime, you can ask questions like, like we can pose the question this way. Ms. Green, I know you gave a statement that you heard him talking about you. Did you speak to him or did he speak to you first?
Okay, I see.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay,
So Ms. Green, what's your answer to that question?
As soon as Mr. Wallace saw me, Mr. Wallace turned around, because if you look at the video, you can even see where Mr. Wallace's feet, when he was walking forward, his feet and legs turned backwards. Therefore, he turned around. When he saw that it was actually me walking behind him, I'm 5'9". I walk fast. My legs are long. He seen me. He commits to cursing me again. Now you're cursing me. I said, you will never see my
Okay, so
daughter
the answer to the question I
Yes.
asked, I'm inferring, is that he started talking to you before and you did not start talking to him.
No, I was behind him. His mother was trying to tell him to come on, even in the lobby area.
All right, so Mr.
We're
Wallace,
back.
that is her answer to
Escalator
your question.
outside of the courthouse, escalator again.
Yeah, the escalated one is completely nothing.
Yeah,
it shows nothing.
She needs to work on something else. She needs to work on that interaction with the vehicles more.
The vehicle is the strongest thing she's got. Yeah,
that video shows nothing. If anything, her following so closely to him when they're getting out of court like that is like we said earlier, is suspect. So I can't believe that he's allowing that to.
And her excuse that she has long legs is the reason she caught up with him.
Come on. I'm 5'9". I got long legs. I walk fast. Stop it. I'll BRB.
Okay. You have the opportunity to give your testimony when we have finished questioning this witness. Do you have other questions you wish to suggest for this witness?
Okay, I guess that'll be it for me.
Okay. Ms. Green, did you have anybody else you intended to call as a witness?
Yes, I do.
Who was that?
It's my oldest daughter. And if we have to put, I don't want to, but if we have to put my 12-year-old on here, who also witnessed Mr. Wallace in our driveway in his Chevy Malibu.
All right. What violence or acts of violence do you believe your oldest daughter has witnessed?
They both witnessed physical violence.
Within the last year.
Within the last year, I live in Gwinnett. He lives in DeKalb. We don't talk.
Okay, that's all that matters.
I'm just going to tell you that you're here seeking an emergency protective order.
Yes.
And so to the extent that the things they're going to talk about are these things that happen in the course of your marriage for the most part, and the immediate aftermath of the impending divorce?
Correct. Okay. And yes.
Got it. Okay. I don't believe I need to hear from those witnesses who have, given that timetable for it. And so I think we can move past that, and we don't need to put them through testifying. So Mr. Wallace, what we're concerning ourselves with for the most part, and though you certainly have some latitude since it's your case, if you choose to testify, the day of the porch discussion is what I'm going to refer to it as, and the incident at the courthouse. If there are other things you think need to be called to the court's attention that either have not come up yet or have not been addressed satisfactorily, then of course you may do so. You also have a right to remain silent if I haven't mentioned that, and the things you say in these proceedings can always be used against the parties that say them. Do you wish to testify today?
Most definitely.
Please raise your right hand.
Here we go.
Do you swear the statements you make to the court will be the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. All right. What would you like to tell us today?
Okay. First of all, when we walked out the courtroom, first of all, we went to court for contempt on child support and other money matters. And also, she was trying to get my daughter's last name changed. So I guess she was upset that I said something about the paternity test. So when I was headed to the elevator, she came out busting out of the courtroom doors. That's why I would like more video. She busted out the courtroom door. You will never see Zaria again. You know what I'm saying? That's my daughter. That's the only reason I turned around. Other than that, I would have never even knew she was coming out of the room because I was walking straight ahead. And also, if she was feared for a threat for her life, she wouldn't have walked that close to me. She wouldn't have kept walking towards me if she was so feared for my life. And second of all, This is the second time she came to the cab kind of do a TPO. The first time she came to did the TPO in 20, I want to say that was 20, maybe 17 or 18. I missed the court date because I thought it was at 12 o'clock, but it was in courtroom 1200. That's the only reason I missed the court date, so I couldn't defend myself. And they granted to her. But soon after that, I have video where after she had the TPO, she came over to my business, you know what I'm saying, threatening me and this.
I'm just going to jump in here. If we're talking about stuff that happened before COVID was the thing.
Yes, what I'm saying is she's not threatening for her life. She's just trying to get paperwork so she can take my custody away from my daughter. That's what this is really all about.
And what?
I found that shocking that she's trying to change her daughter's last name. No wonder he shouted out about the paternity thing.
Of course, yeah. If somebody says that to you, I mean, that you're instantly going to be like doubting something.
Oh, and you should always hear both sides before making any kind of decision. You can make a decision about how somebody acts or what they're doing, but as far as like the legitimacy of what they're saying, no, you really can't.
We're very back and forth during almost every single case. You just never know. That's why, like the one we had, was it yesterday where we didn't even hear
with the brother that didn't have to say anything the whole time. But yeah, for her to bring that up, that is kind of weird and kind of hurtful. I'd be hurt. Somebody's changing my child's last name just for the hell of it.
What is your custody? What is your custody arrangement at present?
Right now, it's joint legal custody.
Okay, so what visitation, if any, do you have?
I have visitation rights, but she would not let me see my daughter. That's the only reason I showed up.
What does the order say you're supposed to spend with your daughter time-wise?
I'm supposed to get her every other weekend, which I need to get that changed to every first, third, or fifth weekend. I need to be specified. That's what the Gwinnett County Police told me. Told me that I need to get that specified. So when I go over there, it will be clear to the police so they can, you know what I'm saying, do something about it. And I get holidays and Father's Days and stuff like that on the odd years or the even years or something like that.
Okay, but so somewhere along the way, that little form was filled out where there's 2 columns for each parent, and it's even year and odd year, and all that stuff was divvied up. But in terms of the regular day-to-day, every other weekend is supposed to be your designated, your conventional assignment.
That's why when you saw us on the porch talking, that was one weekend, and then since you wouldn't let me come, I called the police, got a report of that. So since the police said it's not clear, so I said, let me go back the next weekend. That's when I was in my SUV and she tried to run to the car and jump in the car and leave. I just followed them. I had the police on the phone when I was following her. I would never hit her car with my car. I wouldn't do that. Why am I damaging my own vehicle? You know what I mean? So she just would not let me see my daughter. She's just trying to take visitation, trying to save my daughter.
So he just admitted that he quickly ran up on her so he could follow her. And he claims he was on the phone with the police the whole time because she is not allowing him to see his daughter.
So if that is the case, I could understand squealing the tires and trying to follow her. That would be very crappy if somebody's holding your child away from you. There is definitely more to the story. We're finding out from him. So,
and 100% the victims in this are the children.
And yes,
it's the children for sure. They're not getting to see their father. Even it is so easy for one side to turn the children against another. There's always 2 sides to every story. But the losers here are definitely the children.
Name.
Go ahead, Creed.
Oh no, I was just gonna go back to the part where again, and we had mentioned it a few minutes ago, and you guys had said it in the chat about her going on and on and on about these small things. Always leads me to believe that that's somebody lying, or at least making it out to be something that it wasn't.
Yeah. She seems to overblow everything when she tells her side of things.
Drama. She's being dramatic.
It's just a mess. You know what I'm saying? At one point we discussed co-parenting, doing a better job at it. But you know what I'm saying? She just will not get there for some odd reason. I don't know what her problem is, but you know what I'm saying? She know I love my kids. I was there and helped raise her oldest daughter, took her to school. I was good enough when we was married. But since this divorce, she would act like I'm the horriblest person in the world, would not let me see my daughter. It's just a mess.
Excuse
Right.
me, Your Honor. May I
Horrible
speak when I
list.
have a moment? When you have a moment, please.
That's a new one.
Well, not exactly, but you'll have a chance to ask him questions when he's done speaking. Mr. Wallace, is there anything else you wanted to introduce as far as statements?
I think that's about it.
Quite
All
a
right.
chandelier he's got
Ma'am, do
there,
you
huh?
have questions that you wish to ask this witness? Or you
Yes,
think
sir.
the court should ask this witness? Yes. What is that?
The first one, I would prefer the court ask Mr. Wallace. Not that I don't know if you said that it's irrelevant, but in 2018, he is correct. This is actually the third time, twice.
Yeah, we're not correcting all this. I'm interested in the facts of incidents that have happened, not the procedural
Yeah, and she
history
can
or
only
the
ask questions of this
court
one, huh?
history.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
certainly not for stuff that is
That's a statement, not even a question.
pre-2020.
Fair enough, because this stuff is 5 and 6 years old. However, Your Honor, sir, Mr. Wallace has not, and it's, again, I swore myself and I don't have any reason to be dishonest. Mr. Wallace does not, he
It
does
is again.
not at all. Actually, the divorce decree that I can submit to you all right now, it's right here on my MacBook.
What questions do you have for this witness?
When is the last time that he has ever made an attempt to actually utilize visitation? Actually, that doesn't even apply.
This is
We
not
just
what
saw
we're
a
here
video
for.
of it.
Exactly.
We just saw a video.
Honestly, sir,
Trying to
I don't
crowbar
have
everything
any
she
other
can
questions. I don't
in.
have any questions for Mr. Wallace other than the mere fact that he is violent. He places me in fear of my life. He was
Again,
violent throughout our marriage.
those aren't
I have
questions.
a scar on my forehead right here.
Okay, this is
and
not
it's
the appropriate
symptomatic.
time for this either. This is like
He muted her.
Yeah, he
it's been
did.
all day.
Boy, he's learning, ain't he?
It is like there was a discussion in the waiting room amongst all the participants in today's hearings.
Well, she didn't like that.
This was going to
She
go.
just realized
we are
she's muted.
9 hours in to this calendar because nobody can adhere to any kind of structure or procedure. They can't ask questions when it's question time. They want to argue and make statements and then take the floor back from the person whose turn it is when they've already had their turn to go through the things. The questions that you asserted were not relevant to this proceeding. Your point is well taken all the same.
Can you all?
Mr. Green made the statements that he wanted to make. And so, or excuse me, Mr. Wallace made the statements that when it was his turn, everybody put your hands down. We are not raising hands. We are not unmuting. There is an evidentiary record in a court case.
Before he gets to it, go ahead and get your guesses in. Granted, denied. What are you thinking? Let's get it. By the way, she thought she was trying to fix her own stuff up there. By the way, it's so cute.
I'm gonna put my 2 cents in. I don't, other than him driving that vehicle erratically for 2 seconds is the only piece of proof out of all of this. I think that the thing at the escalator, I think that she actually I think she was kind of prodding him from behind a little bit to get a reaction out of him. It's just
Very possible.
You know,
you got to think it's denied, right? It's got to be.
That's what I'm thinking. If it were me, let's see what you guys.
This
think.
is for family violence. Family violence.
I mean,
we've seen nothing of family violence.
No, except for the kid was in the car though, supposedly. So if and again, if this were me, I would have not even mentioned any of that. I would have went straight to that video. And I would have said, I was so scared for my life. My poor child is in that. Then she could have had a little bit of something if the kid was in that vehicle. But again, she pulled out pretty crappy also, the way that she pulled out. So, yeah.
And if he's paying child support and she's not letting him have the kids, that's terrible. Terrible. Oh, thank you.
Almost an overall denied here in the chat.
I've seen one approved. One.
Whether you knew it or not, you became lawyers today. When we started this hearing at 5:15 or whatever time it was, you got a temporary honorary bar card and you became the lawyer. And so there is a process that we go through, rules of evidence and procedure, and essentially order of operations of how we handle these things. And every little thing does not have to be parsed out or argued about or hashed out. especially when it's things that happened years ago. And that does not diminish the severity of the things that happened years ago, but it is an acknowledgement that those things are not part of every legal proceeding that involves the parties that are here today. I make a decision based on the facts that are before me. I do have jurisdiction over this case. It's undisputed that he lives in DeKalb County. And so the questions that I have are these two incidents that have happened within the past year, and determining whether or not there have been acts of family violence committed. The courthouse, I think the behavior there was wholly inappropriate and also not necessarily violent. Now, whether Ms. Green feels threatened or not in that context is informed in large part by that distant past and the history of the relationship between the parties. And so it's not exactly for me to say how she did or didn't feel, but that's not what's going to control my decision today. That video is horrific. I can't believe there weren't criminal charges. I can hear the tires chirp on that video from across the street when you start to move.
Holy shit. I did not expect him to say that. I mean, we went over that tape and over that tape. And again, I said he was, squalling tires. It showed aggressiveness, that type of thing. But, man, is he about to approve this based on that video alone?
No. God, play it. Jesus.
And then I see what happens as she pulls out of the driveway thereafter. And yeah, you're right. You had absolutely no intention of damaging your vehicle. That doesn't mean that you might not have done it anyway if you hadn't screwed up, or if you had screwed up or hit the brakes at the wrong time or without the appropriate amount of force. But I have no doubt that you intended to create a feeling in Miss Green with what you did on that day. It is clear as day that that was your intention. So I am absolutely going to grant this order.
Wow!
Now, you will be required as part of this order.
Wow!
To attend family violence intervention program and complete compliance as necessary.
Oh my God.
One member of our court team will get your email address to make sure that we have a means to contact you. You'll be ordered to stay away from Miss Green and from her homework and school.
He went and got his mama.
And then you will be ordered.
Oh, he is pissed.
Me too.
Oh, he is pissed. He can't believe it. He can't believe it.
Any visitation you have for the duration of this order, which is through April 17th, 2024, will take place through Mia's place.
Judge Dude just coming in, dropping this on him.
Same here.
Property has already been separated.
I mean, yes. I mean, I just don't know. I mean, he apparently, I mean, the judge is a trained eye, let's say. We are just the casual jury here.
That's a very good point.
But again, even I would say, oh, he intentionally did that. But at the same time, I also didn't think that was something to do with family violence or anything like that.
I'll say it this way, and I could be completely wrong. Okay. But I feel as if in that moment, that video, when he pulled out like that and she pulled out the way that she did, I almost think it's a damn wash because, again, even with her, if her daughter was in that vehicle, she still does she pull out that way every day? Straight out? Don't even stop and look or nothing and just right out?
Especially when there's a vehicle blocking your view of the street, you tend to kind of ease out and look and see. And
absolutely. So see, I don't think that she's 100% innocent in that whole altercation. Also, I still saw, I still swear it was her vehicle moving out to pull out first before wow. I just
maybe she knew he was there too, Creed. Maybe she's like, oh, F him, I'm gonna take off.
Oh, absolutely. There's a very good
5 minutes had only passed between the conversation on the back porch and the video of him taking off. Again, I don't agree. Sometimes you don't agree with us, but I just didn't see that being something that would be TPO worthy.
No,
I just don't.
I feel as if I were a judge, who the hell am I to say, but I think I would want a little bit more than that. I especially from somebody that's had a fit of rage like that before. I mean, not that I've tried to hit anybody with my vehicle, but I'm saying, I mean, stuff
The
happens.
squalling tires. He specifically brought up that because when I hear squalling tires, I hear, oh, here comes this a-hole. So that had to be a huge factor, the squealing of the tires, the chirping.
And that I would normally agree with you on that, but she didn't really say anything other than the fact that he allegedly said that he was going to throw her down the escalator. That was
right. And I don't doubt that at all. I think you're 100% right as far as like there has been past violence.
Yeah.
I don't think there's, which to me has been established. Yes, of course, there has been a history of violence, but like the judge said, every time we come to trial on something, we can't bring up the past every single time once it's been dealt with. This was about in the last year, had he committed an act of family violence against her and those children?
I think that if there was, I think if that escalator video was a little bit more, or if we actually saw the argument and him going off on her in a courthouse, calling her that, because again, we don't have any proof of that.
Right.
There's zero proof.
He could have been looking at her and said, good to see you. And then,
he
could turn around and be like, baby, I still love you. And his mom was like, stop, honey, it's over. Baby, I just want you back. Come on, please. He threw that out. He didn't even care about that video. That video in the courthouse of the supposed attack in the courthouse had nothing to do with his decision. It was completely with the car.
Interesting. And he said it was horrific.
Horrific. His words, not mine.
Right.
The parties are living apart. We don't have any concerns in that regard to address. This order does not prohibit communication with the child. If the child, I don't know if the child, they're around the age, they may have independent ability to communicate. And if they choose to do so, that's their business. Some people have the smartwatch or the phone or iPad, whatever it may be.
Gotcha, Judge.
But what is clear is that there's to be no contact, direct, indirect, or through third parties, including but not limited to the children. Children they're not messengers, between Miss Green and Mr. Wallace. And so that is my ruling for today. We're going to place you in a breakout room.
All right. So that's it. I saw somebody's comment. Very good point. When we first started watching the video of the outdoor exchange between the two of them, he said, when was this video? And she says 21, 22 or 22, 21, however she said it. If it's in 2021, it would be completely inadmissible because it wasn't the last year. It wouldn't even be able to be used at all. I mean, if it was 2021 and he didn't speak up and say, Your Honor, that was in 2021, that was not 2022.
Oh, man, I can tell you this right now that if I ever had to go through something like this, I would pay for a lawyer. I just the way that these people go at it without a lawyer is.
I think Zachary thought he was going to walk in and it wouldn't be no problem. He's like, "There's nothing there."
For any of you that are new here, by the way, and don't know about these protection orders, just FYI, there are like ramifications from those that are bad. It's almost like you've committed a crime, if you will. I mean,
it's on the record, bud.
Right. I mean, right. Well, I don't know.
It'll impact your employment. It's going to impact if you're trying to rent a place, buy a place, anything. These are all, these are not just, stay away from so-and-so. These are impactful on these people's lives. And a lot of people don't understand that. They don't get the grasp of how serious this is.
Yeah. It's not just somebody who's got to stay away from somebody. There's a record there now. And, most of the times without pew-pews and things like that.
You have to forfeit your firearms.
I mean, you're basically being convicted. You're basically being convicted of family violence at this point. I mean, the judge is saying that he committed family violence.
Man, that's a tough one, man.
That's
today I want you guys, whoever, if you're watching this in the future, if you're watching it right now and you got something to say, down in the comments below, please leave us your thoughts on this case. I mean, this is the second time that I've watched the case and just really been shocked.
You're right. This is up there in the one I remember specifically which one we've had and again to Judge Dude, who we love, by the way. he is a great judge. He
Yes,
really is.
very even keel.
Love watching him.
He's on the complete opposite spectrum as like a Judge Manning and stuff, as far
Yeah.
as like,
Oh, absolutely.
you know, their outgoingness and their love for theatrics or things like that. So it's a complete, you know, different. Lisa B with 5 of them there memberships.
Aggie Lisa B, appreciate you.
But
Man,
that was something. I really appreciate everybody hanging in there. A huge crowd for watching that. And it's wow, that is, yeah. I mean, it's one of those things, man. You've got the record.
Damn. If
Real quick notes before you think these fine people, Creed. You guys, don't forget 7:30 p.m. Eastern time tonight. About 5 hours from now, I'll be joining Phil over there on Time Served on YouTube's. Hopefully I'll see some of you guys. Make sure you say, hey, Mikey, baby. You know, that kind of thing.
And Jojo B, you're absolutely right. We will reiterate that fact that we said earlier. It's true. In so many of these cases, it's the kids that really get the worst of all of it.
They're the losers in this case.
It's sad. If I am 2 or 3 minutes late for the chase, please don't yell at me. I'm going to do my best to I got to get to the auction and back.
Yes, Creed need to leave 28 minutes ago, and I
it's
appreciate
all right.
him
It was a crazy one. I mean, when it comes out that way, it's fun. The Courtroom Rambler Express, aka the Monetary Monorail, Georgia Peach. Thank you, Flusha Mayor, Flusha IP2, the Cat with a big one. Kirnoff, Lisa,
bang, bang.
Thank you guys. My God, yeah, Megaluya from Cat, who just shows up randomly, and I love that.
That means a lot to us. You guys being here means a lot. Even if you didn't send over a dono like Doc Jones.
Doc Jones, ladies and gentlemen. Doc Jones.
The Doc Jones. Even if you didn't do that and you just liked the video, that means the world to us and helps us keep going. So make sure you do all that. We guys love you. We'll be back at 4:05. Smoke them if you got them, indeed. 4:05 with Jamie. That's right, Jamie. The whole show is dedicated to one lady, Jamie, and her shenanigans. Get ready, because it's one hell of a ride. Creed, we'll see you back at 4:05.